snapping an 18-game road losing streak. Tonight, they face a team full of question marks, the Golden State Warriors. Questions such as, is head coach George Karl in trouble, with Golden State struggling? Has Chris Mullin fully recovered from his bout with alcoholism? And will recently acquired center Ralph Sampson ever realize his potential as a franchise player? The troubled Warriors host the New York Knicks in Game 2 of the 3-game road trip. Have not been going well for some reason, John. Attendance is up 18% from last season. They're averaging 12,000 plus.
The fans have responded to the statement by the Golden State management that they are going to make big changes, and that is a direct response. They're coming out and seeing this team play, drawing more than any year. That's really amazing.
And a good crowd here tonight for the New York Knicks and the Golden State Warriors. Back at Madison Square Garden, November the 21st, Knicks beat Golden State 99-91. Chris Mullin led the Warriors with 23, also had career-high 4 block shots, and Mullin making it back from alcohol problems, and since his return, he has averaged 20 a game, and he's shooting 54%. He has played very well. This is Rod Higgins, guarded by Kenny Walker. Ralph Sampson from outside, and the Warriors lead 2-0.
Ralph flashing out to that forward position that he learned to play in Houston for his 4 years there.
Wilkins guarded by Mullin. And it is Garland on Jackson. Here's Green off a double team. Ewing has tied it at 2.
Boy, how the center position has changed these days. Game opens up and the two big men, the two centers, hit jump shots from decent range.
This is Winston Garland, the rookie from Southwest Missouri State. Higgins had it batted by Walker, and it will be Golden State ball with 6 on the shot clock. Mullin is wide open, and Ewing got a piece of it. Quick reaction by Patrick Ewing. Jackson getting inside and protected the ball so well and going up against the 7'4" Ralph Sampson.
And he got by his old teammate at St. John's with that hesitation move.
Higgins on a quick release. So the game is tied at 4.
Higgins, a very capable jump shooter. He needs team play like that, picks and setups.
Ewing had it batted away. Knicks were looking for a foul. Sampson. And it will be Nick Ball. Bombing violation on Sampson as he took the high dribble.
Of course, that's what you don't want to see. I would imagine if you're George Karl, seeing Sampson work out high, 20 feet away from the basket. Man is 7'4".
Jackson with the step. And here's Green. Larry Smith coming away with it. Garland. Kept alive by Garland. Mullin. Golden State with a 6-4 lead.
Big matchup again for Sidney Green with Mr. Mean, Larry Smith.
Larry Smith just activated recently. He was on the injury list. Wilkins getting in, and he was hacked on the play. Golden State with a couple of players on the injured list. Jerome Whitehead with a calf problem, and the one-time Nick, the rookie. Good play by Ewing. Patrick Ewing opening up, very active. The stutter step by Wilkins, and then he lost the grip.
Great move.
Mullin with the fadeaway. And the Warriors lead it 8-6.
That's a little bit of a rush shot. That's a home court kind of shot by Mullin, but he's very comfortable, and you can see for him to take a shot like that, he must be feeling it early.
battling for position against Sampson. 3-point attempt. And Garland fires, intercepted by Jackson. Little Marcus Haynes repertoire by Mark.
The Knicks are aware. One of their scouting reports, the main point.
Ewing, oh, what a bucket, and the foul. Patrick Ewing with a move that we have not seen, a baseline surging drive, and drew the foul. Sampson collecting his first.
And see how Jackson protects the ball and picks out Patrick Ewing once again without looking in his direction, and then Ewing comes in with the dipsy doodle. But one of the things, we'll take another look at it now, that's athleticism. One of the things the Knicks are aware of, and that interception by Jackson demonstrated it, is that the Golden State team will run on the shot. They'll send people down when they shoot the ball, when the Knicks shoot, to try and cheat and get those hanging shots, and Jackson picked it off.
Sampson getting down. Ralph Sampson with his second field goal, and it's Golden State by 1, 10-9, 4 minutes gone by. Kenny Walker, yes. Knicks by 1. Good start by both ball clubs. Winston Garland setting it up. Ewing jumped out, and Garland got away with some steps to try to put the brakes on. Smith, and that's a goaltend. The basket will count.
It appeared that it was going out, too. It was not going in the basket.
The basket, number 13, Larry Smith.
Larry Smith receives credit.
You can see Patrick Ewing right up there with the ball, touching it before it cleared.
Ewing had it punched away by Sampson. Here's Wilkins with the finger roll. That's a goaltend on Sampson. And give Wilkins the bucket. So the Knicks lead by 1, 13-12.
Knicks really challenging Ralph Sampson. Here comes the pressure now. Following up that move by Gerald Wilkins, the goaltend.
Game is opening up at a fiery pace. Sampson did not realize where he was. Higgins on the follow. And it's the Warriors by 1, 14-13.
That's a bonus when Higgins gets an offensive rebound and conversion. He is not known as a tough rebounder.
Wilkins beating Mullen and drew the foul. Quick step to the left by Gerald Wilkins. And Golden State calls for time. 6:44.
And sees Ralph Sampson all alone, all the Knicks pressure up front, and he delivers that pass successfully, and Sampson has an easy one.
Both clubs shooting well. In violation.
We got Rod Higgins on that. All of the defense, only with his kind of speed and jumping ability can one do that, boy.
Knicks by 3. Wilkins has 8. Larry Smith. And Walker lost it. Here's Sampson. Now Ewing on the rebound. There's Jackson. Nice pass from Higgins to Sampson. And the Knicks by 1, 17-16, 5.5 remaining in this first quarter. Good movement by the Knicks. Wilkins again. He's 3 out of 5. He has 10 points.
Knicks finding him as well. His scoring has been so dramatic lately and has meant so much to the team. Now everyone's looking to him more and more, and he loves it.
Golden State in possession now, trailing the Knicks by 3. And that's a pushing foul on Ewing.
I don't think Sampson acted either. He is around 220 in weight, and at 7'4", that's not enough on his frame, and Ewing moved him quite easily.
Ewing picking up his first foul. Mullen from deep. That was a three-point attempt. Knicks controlling the board. Kenny Walker. And Mr. Mean, Larry Smith, able to clear it. Higgins from Garland.
A lovely pass by Garland. Amazing that was in the air at waist level, it appeared, and it made it to a lot of people.
Knicks by 1, 19-18. Green. And Sampson on the rebound. Well, caught right. Pat Cummings getting set to check in. Nice steal by Jackson. Here's Jackson. Lost it. Green recapturing.
Mullen very slow recovering. I don't think he saw Green.
Green on the rebound. Jackson. And Madden with the call against the Knicks, a loose ball foul on Green.
See that? You have to give Sampson credit, even though he didn't do anything, for an intimidation there. He made Jackson change his shot. That's the value of a big man sometimes.
Cummings and Cartwright replacing Ewing and Green. Terry Teagle has come on. Chris Mullen sitting down. He's with 4 points. Terry Teagle in his 6th year with Baylor. Focus of much trade speculation. Nice pass for Sampson. Off to a good start. He has 8 points.
Well, he's the beneficiary of very good passing and penetrating moves by his teammates. Ralph is just picking up stuff by being around.
Warriors by 1, 20-19. Wilkins, and that's a goaltend. Sampson swatting it away, and Gerald Wilkins with another field goal.
Joe's on fire. He's getting around every defender. In that case, he gets the shot off quickly.
Knicks lead by 1. Higgins now up front, along with Tellis Frank, who just checked in, and Ralph Sampson. Good range shown by Rod Higgins.
Garland is doing a Mark Jackson act, distributing the ball, not looking for his shots. His passes are crisp.
Here is Wilkins. Back tap. And taken by Wilkins. Try to feed Cummings. And a 3-on-2 for Golden State. Garland feeding off. Oh, nice play. Won't count. Offensive foul. A charging foul wipes out the bucket. So Higgins called for the foul. The Knicks take the timeout with 2:44 remaining. First quarter, the Warriors by 1. Involving Chris Mullen. As it turned out, Mullen remaining with the Warriors and Cartwright, a New York Knick. Both have played well. There's Cartwright, and he is either trip or walk. Let's see. Zagour was hit with that technical foul. And now Donovan apparently stepped out as he was backing up. Rick Pitino puzzled by the call. Sampson backing Cartwright. Basket counts. And a foul. So Golden State takes a 3-point lead. Cartwright committing his first.
Big time move by Ralph Sampson now. Doesn't get away from Cartwright, but then goes to the soft jump hook. And ever since he went away from those 2 jump shots that he missed early, he has become very effective working inside that foul line.
Fast start for Sampson, who has 11. They double up on Cummings. Walker recovers. Warriors lead by 4. Trent Tucker hitting on his first field goal attempt.
Which met Golden State earlier. Trent Tucker was in the starting lineup at the first 5 points of that game.
Trent making it back from the flu. Hit a couple of 3-pointers last night against the Clippers. Walker called on the foul, running into Higgins. And here is Otis Smith, 6'5", second-year player from Jacksonville, replacing Rod Higgins. Otis Smith, the one-time Denver Nugget, a second-round pick of the Nuggets last year. Here's Smith getting in. And Golden State by 4, 27-23, minute and a half left first quarter.
Otis Smith was in the starting lineup for the Denver Nuggets this season. Had a big game also. they didn't feel he played defense good enough.
Cummings drilling his first field goal attempt, and the Warriors by 2, 27-25. Minute 10 remaining in the first quarter. Smith blocked by Walker. Smith recovers, 5 on the shot clock. Here is Teagle, a three-pointer. Tucker. And now the Warriors on the run. Smith exchanging with Garland. But blocked by Walker. And Garland able to hit. Golden State leads 29-25. Half minute to go in the first quarter. Tucker with a three-pointer. And the loose ball foul, a climbing foul on Walker, putting the Knicks over the limit for Kenny Walker, his second personal, and he will be replaced by Johnny Newman.
Kenny Walker also had an excellent game against Golden State, looking to repeat, keep that hot streak going. He had 21 points in that first meeting. He's been playing excellent ball for the Knicks of late. Solid games back-to-back against the Clippers. And Milwaukee had a 16-point, 11-rebound affair last night in Los Angeles. Otis Smith to the line. Last season as a rookie, he played only 28 games for the Nuggets. He had knee problems. Had a 6 for 12 Wednesday night in the Warriors' last game, a loss here at home to Detroit. Previous game, Golden State beat San Antonio. Tonight it's the finale of a 3-game homestand, and the Warriors have won 8 of the last 9 at home. In that previous game, Marv, you mentioned Otis Smith. Just to keep that story alive, he had a big game, 23 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, and he cost Golden State a very few $1,000s from Denver. An excellent move by Golden State. He's really helped them a lot.
Final seconds of the quarter. Cummings on the recovery. After 1 here in Oakland. Golden State leading the Knicks by 6. For show.
I don't drink anymore, and you know, that's the main thing, and that was my problem.
John talked with Chris earlier regarding all those trade rumors of the past few months, and asked what is best for Chris Mullin.
Well, John, I think the best thing for me right now is to stick with my 12-step program, keep going to AA meetings, and things have been working out really good with that. Where I am doesn't really matter, because I got to do the same thing and stick to the same program.
Well, on the court, Chris has come back strong as we get underway in this second quarter. Sampson rejecting Tucker. Mullin, since his return, averaging 20 a game, and the Warriors 6-6 since Mullin has made it back from the rehabilitation program. Jackson penetrating, beautiful play, and just did beat the 24-second buzzer.
Ralph Sampson standing there, didn't bother Jackson at all.
Knicks trail by 4. Second quarter underway here at the Coliseum in Oakland. Marv Albert with John Andres. Cartwright comes up with it, and a loose ball foul called on the Warriors. Jack Madden with the indication.
Warrior foul, number 18, Otis Smith.
And it's called on Otis Smith.
First team foul.
Knicks with Tucker and Jackson at the guards. Cummings, Cartwright, and Newman up front. Nice touch by Trent Tucker, who has hit 2 out of 5. And the Knicks now down by 2.
Trent staying with it, keeping confident on that jump shot.
And here's Jackson on the run, but the Warriors get back. Cummings open. Smith giving it up to Frank, who is rejected and fouled. Substitution, Dave Hoppin, 6'11" rookie from Nebraska, replacing Ralph Sampson.
Well, Trent Tucker does his best, and you can see on that replay, he might have done it differently had he had a chance to do it over.
You think so?
I think maybe he would have blocked the shot and not grabbed his arm.
Tellis Frank on the line, a 6'10" rookie from Weston, Kentucky, a first-round draft pick who has been disappointing, shooting only 39% from the field. He's actually a small forward trapped inside a big man's body and likes to shoot from the outside. Newman from Tucker beating Hoppin. So the Knicks trail by 2, 33-31. A minute and a half gone by, second quarter. Here's Frank. And Frank takes it the distance.
Yeah, he really looks like a small forward on that play. Well, your voice must travel, Marv.
And Jackson gets in. And the foul, yes. And it counts.
Boy, the Knicks have been doing that right from the start, or as they say, from the get-go. First it was Gerald Wilkins. Now Mark Jackson has picked up down the middle. Take a look at the small forward here going in for this easy layup first.
Oh, you're relentless tonight.
Oh, why
the guy
not?
makes the move of his life. And John won't let go.
Kind of good timing, though.
Warriors by 1, 35-34. Winston Garland matched with Mark Jackson. Terry Teagle. And the foul called away from the ball on Cartwright.
Marv, if you're real good, I'll let you do a repeat of your Sports Look Roy Firestone appearance yesterday when he did some play-by-play on the test match. If you're real good.
Frank missing from inside. Are you talking about the sequence with the chest doctor, Bertie Pacheco? Winston Garland hitting on his second bucket. And the Warriors by 3, 37-34.
Well, Chris Mullen enjoyed it. He dropped by to remind you how
Roy Firestone sparing no expense going to the big-time writers for that.
That's right.
Very nice. And here comes Chris Mullen, replacing Terry Teagle, who did not score. Gerald Wilkins back. And now Winston Garland will get a rest. Big favorite here in Oakland. Here's it from the crowd. Ben McDonald checks in for the first time. That is Garland sitting down. Ben McDonald, a 6'8", three-year pro from California, Irvine. And Bill Cartwright able to convert on his first field goal. So the Warriors by 1 in this fast-paced first half. They lead 37-36. Ellis Frank. Nice recovery by Otis Smith.
Otis Smith at 6'5", doing damage inside.
22nd timeout called by the Knicks. Golden State leads by 3, 39-36.
That's Chris Mullen before the game. You can see Rick Pitino not happy with the way the defense is reacting out here. Boy, he's really furious. But I asked Mullen, Marv, before the game about saying hello to anybody back home. You know, we only see him once a year out here. And he said, of course, he'd like to say hello to his parents. And he was very concerned about his brother's game tonight against Archbishop Malloy's, a very big championship game. It's one of the Terrence Mullen is one of the stars of that team.
And a reminder, tomorrow on the Madison Square Garden Network, college basketball triple-header, including St. John's at Boston College. A couple of games from the Big East. One from the SEC getting it underway with Auburn going against Alabama. Knicks down by 3, 39-36, 8:50 to go in this first half. At halftime, John will be talking with Ralph Sampson. 2 on the shot clock. Newman had to force it. Here's Mullen. He expected some resistance, slow down.
Well, you don't want
the easy pad.
You don't want to commit the offensive foul, and he was sensitive to that and kind of picked his way in over Mark Jackson.
And now the foul is called on Frank. Ellis Frank with his second. Sidney Green and Patrick Ewing return, replacing Pat Cummings and Bill Cartwright. Cartwright leaves with a bucket for 2. Same for Cummings. So the Knicks now up front go with Ewing, Newman, and Green. Wilkins, and that's a goaltend. He was fortunate that would not have gone in, but Wilkins gets credit. Second time that he's been the recipient of a goaltending call.
Good penetrating move once again. Very low percentage shot.
Back live, Wilkins off the steal with a spectacular scoop. Gerald Wilkins with 16 points. And the Knicks down by 1, 41-40. Hopping very close to a travel, gets it to Muller. And Chris way off.
You rarely see that. Didn't touch the rim at all.
They double up on Ewing. Green rebounded by Jackson, put it behind the back and then hit. What a spectacular play. And that's the play earlier this season, or close to the play, that he was called for traveling.
I love watching his eyes, too. He looked right at the Knicks bench for the reaction.
Ben McDonald converting on his first field goal, and Golden State leads by 1. Been an excellent first half, both ends. Here is Johnny Newman.
Boy, you think George Karl's going to talk about penetrating and how the Knicks have been going down the middle from the start of this game. I mean, it's incredible.
Hoppin called on that foul. Timeout called. When we return, Newman will go to the free throw line. Johnny Newman fouled just before we went away for the timeout. Well, another significant victory for the Rangers. Their second consecutive 2-1 big game win. Beat the Penguins the other night at the Garden. Tonight at the Meadowlands, they do it to move into 4th place. Good trap by the Knicks. Otis Smith getting back to help out. Knicks by 1 now. 44-43. 6:45 to go in the first half. He now has 8 points.
Knicks couldn't have done a better job defensively as a team. Smith made a spectacular shot.
Getting back to the Rangers, they have moved into 4th place in front of the Devils and the Penguins. And they're only 6 points behind the Washington Cats. Jackson unloading to Ewing, and he'll go to the line. Well, Patrick Ewing hacked. Ralph Sampson returning, replacing Dave Hoppin. The foul called on Ben McDonald. How about Michael Jordan tonight? 52 points, although Chicago was beaten by Portland 104-96. And the Trailblazers, led by Clyde Drexler, who had 42. 52 for Jordan. Other finals, Atlanta over Indiana, 116-101. 32 for Dominique Wilkins. Raymond Tisdale, 25 for the Pacers. The Nets losing again, walloped by Detroit at Detroit, 137-109. Rick Mahorn at 34 points. Sampson on the follow. And Boston clobbered Milwaukee, 132-96. Bird with 32.
Second time this year Jordan's had 52.
Ewing keeping it alive. Jackson with the step. Oh, tipped home. Knicks lead by 1. Wilkins off the steal. Let's see who got credit for that tip. Wilkins, Green on the follow. Good stretch here for the Knicks. I believe Ewing had that previous tip, but
I tell you, Marv, I couldn't tell. I didn't know whether it bounced off Sidney Green's head or Ewing tapped it in.
Yeah, well, we'll have to wait and see. And again the steal. Wilkins with Sampson looking the other way.
Oh, how slow Golden State is to react to the penetrating moves time and again.
And the Knicks lead by 5, 52-47. And Gerald lost a contact lens. Chris Mullen with 8 points. 52-49. The Knicks by 3. Gerald Wilkins now has 18. I don't know official word as to who got credit for that tip-in. Wilkins again. He's on fire. 20 points for Wilkins. And we still have 4:27 to go in this first half. And the Knicks by 5. Smith recovers. Here's Smith. Smith on the follow. Ewing got a piece of it. Otis Smith, and he'll go to the line.
Well, the feeling on that mysterious tip-in was that Ralph Sampson might have done it, but it could go to Sidney Green being the closest player. I don't know. That isn't official, but I asked the Knicks bench.
13. Second personal, Sidney.
The bench or anybody in particular on that bench?
I spoke to the wooden bench. And Jim O'Brien was nice enough to respond.
We'll have to check that at halftime. Knicks by 4, 54-50. Golden State Warriors certainly have their problems defensively this season. They allow 113 points a game. Ewing getting in. Rebounded by Sampson. By comparison, the Knicks allow 104. Golden State giving up 113. Beautiful move by Otis Smith. And the Knicks lead us now 2.
Tell him he can't play in the NBA. What a move.
And the Knicks call for timeout with 3.5 remaining in this first half. The Knicks by 2.
Got an assist unofficially.
3.5 remaining in this first half, and the Knicks by 2, 54-52. 5 on the shot clock. Johnny Newman
Played well by Mullen, who was right in his face.
And Newman has hit 2 out of 3. Knicks by 4, 56-52. Winston Garland, the rookie from Southwest Missouri State, running the team. Sampson setting the pick. Here's Mullen being guarded by Newman and foul. The Knicks their 4th team foul. Warriors shot very well in the first quarter and slowed down here in the second. 14-25 in the first. Off the turnover, Spotlight gets it to Wilkins. 22 points for Gerald Wilkins.
That was Sidney Green, Marv, with that quick reaction pass to Wilkins.
6-point Knick lead. Sampson getting in. 15 for Sampson. He's hit 7 of 10.
That's his per-game average.
So the Knicks by 4, 58-54. Here is Ewing. Newman on the tip. Johnny Newman playing well.
Wow, that's Sampson at 7'4" with better position than Newman, who outfought him.
So the Knicks by 6. And the Knicks with their biggest lead. Sampson on the rebound. And knocked away by Ewing. Here's Rod Higgins checking in.
The Knicks are really contesting. Johnny Newman bothered Chris Mullen on that jump shot. It was right in his face.
And for Otis Smith sitting down with 11. Just under 2 minutes to go in the first half. Sampson. Newman there by Johnny Newman.
Now, how does Ralph Sampson deal with his coach, George Carl, at halftime on the subject of penetration? Look at Sampson with his back to Newman. Oh. I have never seen so many penetrating drives to the hoop with big men in attendance on defense.
And Newman to the line. Tellis Frank is back, replacing Larry Smith. Line on the paper out here yesterday. Question asked of the Houston Rockets full of steel when they got Eric Sleepy Floyd and Joe Barry Carroll from the Golden State Warriors to Ralph Sampson and Steve Harris, who hasn't really played much. And Houston coach Bill Fitch put it this way. He was quoted, "They ought to throw us in jail for making that trade." As Fitch and Sampson did not exactly have a love affair going. Off the rejection. Jackson giving it to Wilkins. On the return, Jackson with a nice flip. Knicks working it around beautifully, but an offensive foul is called. Nice ball movement, but Ewing called on the foul, and he's very upset.
Yeah, he'll get a technical.
Second foul on Ewing. Rick Pitino trying to calm it down, and now Ewing walks away.
Sidney Green picking up Patrick Ewing. Jack Madden felt that right elbow was flashed in the direction of Ralph Sampson. Ewing, good for him, backed off that play. Madden let him express himself, and then Ewing backed off.
Foul on Wilkins. Cartwright has come on for Ewing. Knicks over the limit. That's only the first on Wilkins. 1:08 remaining in the half. And the Knicks have come on strong here in the second quarter. They lead by 9.
A lot of points for a half. Coach Carl, the man we just saw, cannot be happy with his team's defense. He is not losing to jump shots. He's losing to play around the basket.
Chris Mullin, the number 6 man in the NBA in free throw shooting. Sampson converting the follow. And the Warriors get a 3-point play out of it. Now trail by 6. Just under a minute left in the first half. Green able to recover. Cartwright with lots of room. Yes.
Nice recovery by Sidney Green, and then picking out Cartwright. Passing gets better, excuse me.
Second field goal for Cartwright. He has 4, and the Knicks by 8, 65-57. Here's Garland. Winston Garland showing a nice touch. He's at 3 of 6.
They call him Winston here.
Is that it? On the PA?
Yes, just Winston.
You know, there are some people who just know about first name. Pele. Winston. Tellis Frank on the call. That's his 3rd foul, and it will put Cartwright on the line. Both teams are over the foul limit. Pat Cummings will make his return. Cartwright missed the free throw earlier on a technical foul shot. Knicks by 7, 66-59.
Talk about Winston, Marv. If they had the draft to do over, Winston Garland, who was chosen 40th, second-round pick, would be way up there in the first round. A lot of first-round picks have not had an impression or made an impression this year.
Knicks continue the good foul shooting, the 13 for 14 from the line in this first half. And the Warriors working that clock down. 10 seconds to go in the half. Down to 5. A swing by Frank. And Garland put it in. Frank breaks it up. Final seconds of the half. Mark Jackson upset with himself and with the fact that the pass was off the mark. As the first half comes to a close from the floor and 1 for 1 from the line. Defensively, though, it has been another story as the Knicks have been able to penetrate at will. Earlier tonight, John talked with Ralph Sampson, the man who was acquired earlier this season from the Houston Rockets in one of the major deals of the year. Albert along with John Andres. And how about the Knicks shooting in the second quarter? 17 for 26 And just taking a wild guess, John, 65.4, I would think.
You're right.
Thank
you
you.
happen to be right. Johnny Newman with 11 points. Had an excellent quarter. The Knicks ran well, defended well, and did great damage to make George Karl crazy now in the locker room, because it all happened right in front of the faces of the big people.
Get the idea that Gerald Wilkins can score at will. He certainly had his way against Chris Mullen, and then whoever Karl chose to put on Gerald. In the first half, 9 for 12, 4 out of 4 from the foul line, a total of 22 points.
Great job offensively. And it seemed also that Johnny Newman drove well. We saw beautiful stuff by him in the latter stages of the half, as well as Mark Jackson. Everybody was having a party going down the middle. Be interesting to see if Golden State can react and stop that.
And as you did mention right throughout, you wonder about Ralph Sampson, who has done it offensively, but would seem to step away, and there'd be no resistance. We've been talking about Gerald Wilkins, who has hit 9 out of 12, and we have seen his entire repertoire.
Gerald going over everybody who arrived late. I mean, he was just way up on that move. Spectacular.
And some helter-skelter play at one point in the first half. And right here, that the mysterious tip-in that we did solve, and Sidney Green got credit.
Yes, Sidney stayed active on that play. That's the key thing. Sometimes you get breaks, and that's what happens when you're active. And one of the many times Sidney Green once again showed how active he could be, following up that nice drive by Wilkins.
And this Ralph Sampson for 2 of his 17 points.
Ralph Sampson is mobile. He can get down court. By the time the Knicks discovered him, you can see he was just too close to the hoop.
And your favorite Golden State bucket of the first half, the rookie from Weston, Kentucky, Tellis Frank, going to the hoop.
Yes, Tellis Frank playing big on that play. And that was most impressive. I was impressed with his hustle, too. At the end of the half, he made a nice defensive adjustment also. He was all over the